Look here, baby. You're hitting them corners too fast. You need to slow this down. You understand? I almost spilled my yak on this $200 suit.
Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I do hope you consider hitting that subscribe button and also hitting that notification so every single time I post, you'll be notified, which is every Wednesday and every Friday. This video idea was given to me by a friend, and her original idea was for me to kind of ask people, what are their like dating concepts, requirements, things of that nature. Like, I'll only date people from this age to this age, you know, things like that. And that's an amazing idea, and I would have done it if y'all were more willing to participate in social media interactions.
Y'all be kind of lacking there. Y'all really do. On here, on Instagram. It's like y'all don't want to talk to me. You don't want to talk to me?
You don't want me to talk to you?
So I modified it, and I just kind of went to the internet and I chose dating opinions, unpopular dating opinions. I'm just gonna give in my 2 cents on that. And this should spark some conversation for you all. So I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments down below. You have pretty much unlimited characters, so you might as well do it. Okay, so the first dating opinion is dating should always be a means to an end.
Starting off aggressive here.
I don't know. It shouldn't always be a means to an end. I mean, I definitely think, I don't know. Because part of me wants to say, like, you know, obviously you're doing it for a reason. I don't know. That's a tough one though, because there's definitely a part of me that doesn't think it should always be a means to an end, and that you should just be able to have fun. But then it's also like, if you're going on all these casual dates, like what is your end goal? I guess that would be my question as someone who is very opposed to it. I don't know. I'm kind of like, I'm in the middle about that, because I don't think it has to be, but then I think you should be able to understand what your end goal is if you're not looking for that end. You see what I'm saying? That's just how I feel. Okay, the next one. Opening up in your relationship won't fix it. These are like very like aggressive, almost like negative sounding sentences. I'm gonna say that I disagree with that, because okay, let's see. I feel like anything that you're hiding, this is rough. This actually might be a harder one. Wait, no. I'm still gonna say I disagree. Maybe it depends on to which degree, but I think that if it's something that is going to affect how you and your partner are able to show affection towards each other and to love each other, basically, it's gonna come up. So you're gonna have to open up eventually. So that's the first thing. I still feel like I'm gonna disagree. I still feel like my stance isn't gonna change on that. That's kind of tough though, because it definitely might not fix it. It might end up ruining it. I think that if the alternative to it is keeping things buttoned up for the sake of someone else, that is not a good idea. I don't think you should hide the truth from someone because, well, that's a tough one actually. That's a really tough one, because I was gonna say you shouldn't hide the truth from someone to benefit them, but I definitely do think that there are some things that are better left unsaid. That's a tough one. I had an opinion going into it, and now I'm on the rocks again. I don't know how I feel about that one. Honestly, I am smack dab in the middle. I am very much I am on the fence. I am the fence at this point. Let's go to the next one. Romance is overrated and expensive. Disagree. I disagree. There's not, because first of all, what is romance? Well, let's look up the definition of romance. Let's get the textbook definition of romance. Okay, according to lexico.com, romance is the feeling of excitement and mystery associated with love. How is it overrated? You know, it's the butterflies, it's the bubble guts, it's everything associated with having strong emotions towards somebody. Maybe, I mean, is romance too romanticized? Who knows? Maybe I can see how someone who is maybe gone through the ringer might feel that, but personally, as on the other side is someone who has gone through the ringer but still loves the idea of romance, I don't think it's overrated. Expensive.
No.
That is going to rely on a few things. One is knowing your partner, right? So you have to know, and there's so much conversation about this on social media every day, specifically on Twitter. if you are a man who is dating a woman and you think that all women are the same and you think all women want, you know, like Birkin bags and like, you know, $500 wigs and things like that, and you buy that for your partner and they don't like that at all, of course you're gonna think it's expensive because you didn't take the time to get to know your partner. I don't think romance has to be expensive. I think romance is essentially just acting on what you know your partner likes and surprising them with that. So for me, if anyone was like wanting to romance me, I mean, you know, I do want a Birkin, but if you want, you know, small romantic gestures. I love flowers. Flowers are cheap. I won't even get into the whole flower debate because there are grown men on Twitter openly admitting that they will never buy their wife flowers because they don't see the point. Flowers are $1, my guy. They are $1. I won't get into it. They're $1. I won't get into it. They're $1. I won't get into it.
They're literally everywhere and they're $1.
I won't get into it. If you want to romance me, right? I'm gonna tell you how to do it. I mean, I don't know. Dinner and a movie? And I mean dinner and like, I don't know. I really like diner food. There's so many diners in Baltimore. Like, are you serious? Like dinner at a diner and then like a $3 movie? Or like, I think it's like $5 now, you know, inflation. Dinner at a diner, max, what is that, like $30 between two people, and then 2 $5 tickets for the $5 movie. It's just not that expensive. If you know your partner, then you don't always have to, you know, shell out for that. Now, obviously, there are some men and women who prefer the finer things in life, you know. They're not going to be happy with a diner and a movie date. Does that answer your question? So I'm gonna disagree with that opinion. I don't think romance is overrated, and I don't think it's expensive. The next one, don't make your friends and family be your relationship counselors. That's a good one. That's a good one. I think it can be hard sometimes because if you have your partner making you upset, who are you gonna kind of vent to about that? I think venting is one thing, and then asking openly for advice and asking for their opinion and stuff, I definitely think that's where it gets a little muddy because you're now putting this person who already kind of had this bias already coming into it if you're their friend or if they're your friend. Obviously, they're already going to be taking your side. And then you're telling them your side of a story, which is already coming very charged and very, you know, elevated and stuff like that. You're telling them a story that's already going to further pit them against your partner. I definitely see the value in that, of not bringing in so many people into your relationship because it can get a little rocky. But I also think sometimes, you know, I feel like you tell your family and friends one thing, you're like, oh, you know, he's so annoying, blah, blah, blah. And then next thing you know, they're like,
oh, we can go key his car and put sugar in his tank right now.
Like, you know, it probably is better to leave them out of it in most situations. But I mean, you can't help when people want to vent. When you want to vent, who are you going to go to? You're going to go to your friends and your family. But it's one thing to vent and it's another thing to involve them into something. So who knows? That's a tough one. I'm going to err on the side that it is the better thing to do. But I will admit that it is probably sometimes the harder thing to do. Couples who lay off social media together stay together. Here's how I feel about it. Because some people are like, oh, you know, just because I don't post you doesn't mean I don't love you. Just because I don't show you off doesn't mean I don't love you. Let me tell y'all something. Once upon a time, I was in a relationship. And, you know, I wasn't getting posted the way she wanted to. But was doing a lot of posting. So I was like, okay, noted. And his excuse was, oh, I don't really use social media like that. And I knew that because he was hardly ever on. So I was like, okay, it's whatever. I mean, eventually when we make it to a certain milestone, I'm gonna expect it. I'm gonna expect it. Fast forward, time flies. We don't really get to a certain milestone. We break up, right? We break up. Time goes by, he gets into a new relationship. This man, I don't know if he became Jake Paul, Logan Paul, David Dobrik, just like this all-encompassing social media influencer. But he gets into a new relationship, and I'm seeing this girl all over. I'm seeing her everywhere, and I'm like, but you told me, out of your mouth came the words, I don't really use social media like that. And now I can't get on Instagram in peace without seeing her. So what I'm going to say is, I definitely think, I don't know, for me personally, I definitely don't want like someone that I was dating to have their phone constantly in my face. but going out of your way to like not post somebody, then because at a certain point it's like, well, who are you trying to hide the truth from? Like, who are you not trying to let know that I exist, that like this is a thing that we're doing? Another side of that, because I've been seeing these tweets on Twitter and I want to address this. People are saying that like, you know, couples shouldn't be on each other's Twitters like that. Like, people tweet for jokes and everything, and certain things that couples tweet like shouldn't be taken seriously. It shouldn't be the root of an argument. I'm gonna tell you this, there's a difference between a joke and then you being like openly disrespectful online and people knowing that we're together, and now it makes me look dumb. For me personally, who I am here is who I am here, is who I am on Twitter, is who I am on TikTok, is who I am on Instagram. Like, I am the same person all over. Maybe to some extent I might be like a little different, but for me, I am never going to adapt this mentality of like, who I am online is not who I am in person. That's weird to me. I don't have the mental capacity to keep up with different personalities. I don't know. I would be very irritated if, you know, like, if I'm dating a guy and he's talking about like,
All these out here, all they want is money and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And all these women is, you know, ugly.
all this stuff that he's just going off, and then I'm supposed to sit here like,
like retweet.
like, no, like, that's dumb. How is your partner supposed to feel about that? Like, at that, like, there has to be a line that's drawn, and I'm sure there is. I'm sure people on Twitter, when they say like it shouldn't matter what they tweet, I'm sure there is a line, but like, when y'all say that, I would love to know where's the line for that. No. The next one, sex doesn't fix everything. I mean, that shouldn't even be an unpopular opinion like that. I mean, that should be a very factual statement. Sometimes I still sometimes wonder about like the state of the internet and just the state of people's minds sometimes. So I'll see people tweet things like, after a long day, pull his pants down and that's not. How about you ask him how his day was first? It's giving like the worst parts of 50 Shades of Grey at that point. Like, there's like the cringiest part of the internet that still approaches issues like that. Oh, when she got an attitude, all you gotta do is turn her around. Why don't you give her some space first? Maybe she just needs some space. I'm not saying, look, and before anyone's like, she's a prude. No, it's not that, but it's just like, sex really does not fix everything. And if you think like that, your relationships are gonna suffer. Wearing jewelry with each other's names is corny. So I've done this. It was cute. The intention behind it was cute. Probably would have meant more if we didn't break up like pretty much a month after I got the necklace. But it was precious. It's a good gesture. I think it's cute. It might be a little, I don't know. No, I don't know. I mean, it's better than the next step, which would be getting someone's name tattooed on you. So I'm gonna say it's nice. It's a good gesture. But maybe, perhaps, perchance, you might just wait so you don't have a necklace with someone's name on it months after you have already broken up. So, yeah. This unpopular opinion, I 100% disagree with. Saying I love you too early might not be the worst thing. It might not be the worst thing. It is the worst thing. I just recently saw this TikTok. If I can find it again, I'll insert in this video. But essentially, it said something like, you want to date someone who treats you like the stranger you are. And I first heard that and I'm like, why don't we treat like a stranger? I mean, like, we're getting to know each other. But like, then I started listening to the reasoning and I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. I get really uncomfortable when someone I'm talking to, you know, is quick with the nicknames and stuff. Babe, sweetheart. Use my government name. Use the name that my mama gave me. I got a story. I'm chock full of stories. Was talking to this guy who said he didn't want anything serious. At the time, I was pretty much putting out there that I did want something a little less casual. But it didn't change the fact that we were having a really good conversation. I mean, we were having a really good conversation with each other. Let's say we start talking on a Sunday, right? Monday comes by, I have to work. So I'm working all day. And this is when I worked at home. I was working 10 hours a day. I mean, I was pretty busy and whatnot. So, you know, I'm like working or whatever. I didn't text him that much. And I'm trying to edit. And he's blowing up my phone and stuff, you know, like, obviously, because, like, while I'm working, I can't really text that much, and especially when I'm editing. When I'm very focused on my editing, I try not to, like, be on my phone that much, because obviously I distracted myself. And next thing I noticed, he's getting, like, really, like, upset and, like, sending me, like, eyeball emojis and, like, sad face emojis and, like, angry face emojis. Like, first of all, because as a grown man, why are you using emojis like that? Like, that's a little disgusting. Are you serious? I don't know how much that's gonna affect what we have going on here, but someone's cutting grass outside. But it was just like, it was a lot. And I'm just like, one, we just started talking. Two, you said you don't want anything serious. So why are you blowing up my phone like this? So basically I had to like put him in check a little bit. I was like, yeah, you need to calm down. Like, I'm busy. And then I must have like gone to sleep as one does. And the previous time we were talking, we were going to sleep, I said like, oh, I'm going to bed now. So I'll, you know, talk to you tomorrow whenever a chance or whatever. This night I didn't. I just went to sleep. I wake up the next morning and maybe around noon he like texts me and he, you know, like, oh, like what time did you end up going to bed last night? And, you know, I said the time and he was like, well, next time you have to make sure you tell me. You have to tell me when you're going to sleep. And why would I do that? He was crazy because how do you go from, sorry, I don't want anything casual, to all of a sudden now blowing me up when I don't text you within 5 minutes and then telling me I have to text you when I'm going to sleep? Kick rocks with open-toed shoes, sir. Kick rocks with open-toed shoes. No, the whole idea of like getting comfortable with someone too quickly for the sake of trying to rush things along. No, let's take our time. Let's get to know each other. Because if you rush things, I think what comes from that is you will start to overlook certain things that should be red flags to you. Certain things that you normally wouldn't be okay with, you start to kind of like, you just completely overlook, or you'll almost try to justify them because you want to get to that next step so quickly. Take it from me, folks. I have been on the receiving end of a love bomb, and I have, in more or less in certain ways, tried to love bomb someone else. So I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this. Let's see. Celebrating monthly anniversaries is kind of dumb. I don't know. It can be kind of cute. Here's my rule. If it's the first year that you guys are dating, I definitely think you should celebrate like the monthly ones, right? So 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, then you celebrate your year. But then like after that, simmer down. We'll catch you on the year. We'll catch you on the year, Dave and Cassie. No more of this, oh, we've been dating for 15 months. Calm down. You know, but I think in the first year, those are cute. Maybe not, well, that's not monthly though. I guess that's like tri-monthly, but maybe not like a full kind of like went out for dinner and stuff, but you know, a post on Instagram or something would be cute. Like 1 month with this one. That's kind of cute, but like, you know, you don't want to be like 3 years into it and you're like 20 months with this one. That's a little excessive. It's a little much. That's not 3 years. I'm not a math person. I was never a math major. What's next? Checking in is mandatory. So I used to be the kind of person that was like, I don't have to text you every day. I don't do phone calls, things like that. Like I was very much on the opposite end of like everyday communication. But that was when I was dealing with people that I didn't want to really talk to. So of course I'm going to be on this end of like, I don't have to talk to you every day. Like that's, you know, we don't have to do that. But then when I started getting involved with people who I actually enjoyed talking to, then I would get a little upset, just a little bit, when the texting wouldn't be as consistent. So that's one thing, right? Checking in with somebody, it just depends. I don't know the concept of checking in. Because when I hear check in, that means you're telling someone, I've arrived at this place at this time, like I said I was, and I'm letting you know this, that you know my location. That's something I do with my mom. Like if I'm going out with someone, I'm like, oh, hey, we got to the restaurant. I'll let you know when I'm home. Or I'll let you know when I'm coming home or something like that. That's one thing. But if you're dating someone who wants constant updates of not even like how you're feeling throughout the day, but like they're constantly wondering like where you are, what time did you leave this place to get to that place, things like that, that seems very toxic, because then it doesn't seem like you actually care about what I'm doing. You're just trying to keep tabs on me. It shouldn't be a from sun up to sundown, I'm letting my partner know my location and everything and who I'm with constantly all the time like that. That can be a little toxic. And yeah, that's all of them. So those were some of my opinions on some I'm just gonna wait for you to stop.
2 hours later.
Okay, I'm gonna try to speak through this outro really quickly. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you think about any of these unpopular opinions down below. In the comments, of course, I'd love to talk to you guys and leave me some of your own dating unpopular opinions, and maybe I can hopefully make a part 2 of this video. Hope you guys, he's starting again. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to give it a like down below. Also, if you haven't subscribed already, hit that bell notification. Please be sure to do so before you leave out the dough. I love y'all very much. Please take care of yourselves. Be kind to one another. Talk nice to yourself before you talk nice to anybody else, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.